Today is the day we're finally going to pick a winner from our little giveaway uh, based on the pocket survival kits. But first, before I do that, I am going to force you to sit through one more survival kit. Not a pocket survival kit, but an actual survival kit that I'm going to prepare and getting ready for a hunting trip. My buddy in Texas who has me out to hunt hogs. We've started kind of finalizing a date in February that I'm going to come out for a week. And he's told me that this time we are going to go across Badias Creek and we're going to hunt a 19-acre area no, I got that wrong. We're going to hunt a 70-acre area that hasn't been hunted in 19 years. And it's just a very remote area. Um, we're going to go across in a boat, and we're going to just hunt this area at least a day, maybe stay overnight and hunt a second day, or maybe just come back at night and go out a second day. So we're going to hunt that area, among other things. And so I'm going to put together a hunter's survival kit. Not a survival hunting kit, a hunter's survival kit. And what this is going to be is an extra pouch bag container that I throw onto my pack because I'm going into an area that I may get stuck in overnight. And February, it may be cold. It was cold last time we went, and in February, and so I want to prepare for inclement weather. That actually, the inclement weather may be the reason we end up staying overnight. So, and the first thing I'm going to do, probably the largest components of this kit are going to be an emergency shelter component. And this is what I've got. First of all, one of these heavy duty survival blankets. This is a little more than your little pocket survival blankets. And it's got grommets, as you can see. I have not measured it out, but I will measure it out here in a minute, and then I'll post how big it actually gets. It's probably about poncho size. And speaking of ponchos, the next component is going to be this is a military style poncho. It's not actually USGI, but it's very similar, and it's just a poncho. I don't know any reason I need to pull that out for you. The next will be stakes. And this stake kit is actually the stake kit that I carried on my failed Appalachian Trail through hike. And I made this really cool bag back then. It's just one of those cheap little bags, but what I've done is I've reinforced it on the inside with plastics. You can kind of see it's got a plasticky thing to it so that the stakes wouldn't go through. And I'm very proud of that. And these are just aluminum stakes, and 4 of them out of the 6 already have a reflective cord on them with keepers. And this would make putting up at night very easy. I used a Hennessy hammock, sleeping hammock, as my sleeping system, and these really worked great. So it's going to be 6 stakes. I need to put a little tie on that one. And I'll probably need to do some painting on these guys, but 6 stakes, and then, and of course they come with all the cord they need, the reflective cord. And then I have a hank of, I think it's 30 feet of just regular paracord for any kind of cord that I need to go from tree to tree. But with this gear right here, I can set up a pretty good sleep system, especially in conjunction with a fire and reflecting that heat back using that survival blanket. I can set up a pretty good emergency bivouac kind of thing, at least for one person. Now, I'm going out with a buddy, so this is going to have to stretch for 2 people, and it can do that. I definitely can hook it up to make it work for 2 people. I may look at adding 1 poncho here, or I may just give my buddy a poncho to carry in his pack, so that when we combine our gear, we have what we need. But that's the first element or component of this hunter's survival kit, is the shelter system. I won't call it a sleep system, shelter system. All right, so there the kit is again, or the component of my kit. And look what I've done. I have vacuum sealed that emergency blanket, survival blanket, and I have vacuum sealed the poncho. And I just wanted to see what that would be like. And I think that's how I'm going to carry this. Those are two very bulky items, and I think that's just going to make it easier to find the right pouch or box or whatever it is that I end up going with, and I'm going to decide that as I put everything together. Now don't worry, I am not about to leave this like this now in the middle of November, early November, until February. I just have done this for you to see and for me to see, and then I will open these up, let these guys, inflate back to their normal size, and then when it comes time to get ready for the hunt, I will package these again. But I think that's how I'm going to carry it for the week or two that I'm gone. I think it's just going to make a much smaller package, and it will be worth it. I'm really shocked at how hard a package this poncho made. I mean, that's wow. Anyway, that is, as I said, the emergency shelter component of this hunter's survival kit. All right, transitioning away from shelter, I want to look at signaling. So in this hunter's survival kit, I want to have a lot of ways to signal, because the scenario here is you're out hunting and something has forced you to change your itinerary. You're not coming home that day. You're going to end up spending the night in the woods. You're not going to make a meetup, something like that. So you can assume that somebody's going to be looking for you, because when you go out hunting, you need to leave word with someone, hey, this is where I'm going, this is how long I'm staying, blah, blah, blah. So I've got several ways of signaling here. First of all, I've got the surveyor's tape. And you can get surveyor's tape in all kinds of colors, and obviously you want to get a bright color. I chose the yellow. I've got both orange and yellow, but orange is pretty common. So I chose yellow instead because you just don't see it as much. But whatever color you use, if you do end up tying this to a tree to signal which way you went or that you were here, it wouldn't hurt to take a marker and write your initials on the end of the tape, so that someone knew it was a new piece of tape and not left by a surveyor. The area that I'm going to be hunting, there are gas lines out there, and so even though it hasn't been hunted in a long time, gas crews may have been out there. There may be a right-of-way out there or something like that. So, you may end up finding some sort of surveyor's tape, and you don't want to any rescuers or anybody looking for you to confuse the two. Now, I'm not taking the whole roll with me. I certainly could, but instead, I just made a quick little kind of like one of those kite string holders out of a piece of cardboard, and I've put a pretty good amount there, quite a bit. And the reason I put so much there is, if I am showing someone that may be looking for me the way I went, I want to have the opportunity to leave as much as I think I need to. Now, to augment that tape, I've got another one of those lumber crayons. And the way I see it, the lumber crayon is good when you don't want to use tape. Tape is important for showing a direction, where you went off a trail, maybe having it whenever the bush gets real thick. But in places where you can save your tape, use your lumber crayon, and having the colors match is a good idea. Then, of course, you got your mirror. Now, this is a nice little mirror. It actually shows you how to use it, so that's a good one to have. And then, of course, a whistle, and this is a good whistle. I've got quite a few of these. I like them because you can either, so what is there a brand name on it? I can't really tell what it says, but you can either clip it or you can run a cord through and tie it. And then lastly, I wanted to have some ways of maybe showing some moving light in case you're being looked for from the air. And chem lights are a wonderful way of doing the hacksaw. Is it hacksaw? Jazz saw? What do you call that thing? We used to take these chem lights. They're real chem lights, not this mechanical one or electrical one. We take the mechanical ones, buzz saw. That's what it's called, buzz saw, and we would tie a cord to it, and then we would spin it in the air, and it just makes this huge buzz saw type light, and it's really easy for folks to see you if they're looking for you. So I've got this one, and it's an electrical one, and you can't see real good here in the daytime, but it's got a stack of batteries in there, and what's it called there? Luxolites, but it's just an electrical version of a chem light. So, and then I've got this thing, and to be honest with you, unless that's what it's for, I'm not sure what this is. Now, if we were in the dark, this whole ribbon lights up pretty good, much better than it does here in the daytime. And this thing, and it has several different. It's got a fast flash, a slow flash, and a hard on. And I'll tell you where I got this thing. All it's got is a number on it. I got this thing in a backpack that I bought off of Green Beret. So I have to assume this is some sort of signaling device that I've never seen. Certainly didn't have it when I was in. And like I said, there's no name, it's just a number. I guess I could go in and put this number in the computer and see what it said. But anyway, those are the different signaling devices that I'm going to put in this hunter's survival kit. Next, we've got our fire starting component. Obviously, part of this survival scenario is going to be the ability to make fire. And it very well may be raining. And the wood may be wet. So we're going to have multiple ways to get that fire going. We're going to have more than just a couple little waxy cottons. So first of all, a handful of lighters that I've tested, that I know work, and there's going to be several of them, you know. And then I'm going to go with several different types of fire starters. And these are chemical fire starters. Everybody's seen them. They're really good. And then I've got some of these. This is a block. This is that compressed cardboard, and I guess it's impregnated with a wax or something. But I tell you what, these things, especially if you flake it a little bit on the edge with a knife, they're great for starting fires because they burn for a long time, and they help if you're dealing with wet components, your wood and stuff. So we definitely want to have a robust fire making component. Okay, the next component that I'm going to look at is, I'm going to call it shelter building component. And it's basically going to consist of the knife that I already carry, plus something I don't normally carry, and that would be either a saw, like a Gomboy handsaw, or a chainsaw, one of these chainsaws. And I really like the Gomboy because there is no learning curve to this thing. I mean, it's just a great saw, and you just get it and go. But then again, the chainsaws just really come in and shine for their compactability. And unlike the chainsaws that you see with most pocket survival kits, all the pocket survival kits we looked at, these things work really well. I mean, they're basically chainsaw blades, and they work really well with just using them by hand. So I am still on the fence about which one I'm going to use. I really want to take the Gomboy, just because if you need to either cut some limbs for shelter, or clear a path, or if you need to cut some dead wood for your fire, even, it just really, the Silky really works well. I'm still on the fence. Next is my light component. Now I already will be carrying a headlamp because that's what I carry with me when I go hunting. I have one on me. But what I'm going to do is carry extra batteries, because if we stay overnight, that's, you know, a lot more use of that headlamp. And then I'm going to have a backup light. and that's going to be this little mini LED cap light. Very, very good, 28 lumens considering its size. So basically, this is a backup. Next, we're looking at hot wets. Now, I'll probably be carrying some food for the day, but I don't want to really carry a whole extra amount of food on the off chance that we do get stranded. Instead, I'm just going to carry some hot wets in the form of coffees and bouillons. And they take up very little room, but I tell you what, on a long cold night, these things can just keep you going. And of course, I carry with me all the time some sort of steel cup with my Nalgene canteen, so I have the ability to cook. Now, what I might do is throw in a piece of that foil that we talked about so much in some of our Pocket Survival reviews, just to cover the top of the canteen while I'm cooking, just to save some energy in the form of the fire. And the last component I'm looking at, I'm just going to call snivel gear. Now, understand, there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to be carrying on my hunt, irregardless. As I mentioned, the canteen cup, the Nalgene bottles, water purification tabs. Those are things that I'm going to carry when I go out, regardless. But these are things that I normally would not carry on a day hunt. And one thing will be some of these toe warmers, and then some of the 45-gallon contractor bags. I've got 3 of them here. And 3 of them will make a pretty good mattress for 2 people. If you have dry fluff, pine straw, undergrowth, stuff like that. Is it fluff or duff? I think it's called duff. You fill it up and fill these up with that, and you make a pretty good mattress. Get you up off the ground, keep the ground from sucking the heat out of your body. They can also be used for other things. There's your poncho right there. You can cut it and make extra pieces for your shelter that you're building if you're in a real bad rain. So 3 of those, something I normally would not carry with me on a day hunt, but I'm considering putting in my hunter survival kit. So there you go. Those are pretty much the items that I'm looking at carrying. So now I've got to find a container that will hold all that stuff, that will be modular, so that I can put it on, take it off, put it in, take it out of my hunting pack, which is not a very large pack. A hunting day pack is not going to be very big. All right, this video is going long, and I still haven't picked a winner yet, so I decided to spare you the travail of trying to pick which pouch to go with. These are some of the runners-ups, and this is what I've decided on. This is the MOLLE 2 system sustainment pouch off of the MOLLE pack, and it has more than enough room to fit everything. Matter of fact, I even have that Silky Gomboy saw in there. More than enough room, and it also has kind of pushed me into a decision on something else. I was wondering what pack system I was going to take on this trip. Last year I took the Malice pack, and it did real well. And this year, I think I'm going to take the MOLLE 2 system. I have the whole thing in Woodland, and we didn't have that pack when I got out. We were still, sporting the Alice medium and Alice large. So I think that's what I'm going to take. And that way, one of the sustainment pouches, there's one on either side, will be this gear right here. And I have the option of taking it. I got to make sure that it'll attach well onto the patrol pack I'm taking, because they didn't do the normal MOLLE thing here. They just did what they had to attach it to the pack. So I got to make sure that it'll work with that. And I like that it has D-rings, because I could, throw this around on my shoulder. The sustainment pouch is really an awesome little pouch. It's not little, it's huge. It's formless, but it offers the ability to become a forage pouch, and I think that's really interesting. So that's what I'm going to go with. This is going to become my very large hunter survival kit. And when we cross the Bedias Creek and go into that uncharted area, well, it's actually charted because I just ordered maps for it. But when we go into that area, I think this is what I'm going to be carrying with me in supplement to what I always carry on a day hunt. All right, let's get to finding a winner for the Pocket Survival Kit. All right, here's the list of folks who asked to be in the contest. I will just pan down that slowly, and if you need to, you can stop and look. If for some reason you are not on that list and you should be, please let me know, and I apologize in advance. Now notice there's a tick mark by YD Conquer. YD Conquer is the only person who correctly knew, not guessed, who knew the word that I was using. I was using an odd word, not an odd word, but a word that's not in everyday language all the time, quite often in almost every video. And several people wrote and put their guess in, but he knew. And that word was ubiquitous. So I had said that I was going to give whoever guessed it an extra opportunity, an extra ticket, if you will, for the contest. But you know what? Since he's the only one, I'm just going to send old YD Conquer his own little survival kit. I don't know what it's going to be. I might send him the survival necklace, but YD Conquer, you and I are already talking because you wrote me to tell me what the word was. So I'll send you an email, but you need to give me your mailing address, and I'm going to send you probably a survival necklace. So, without further ado, let's find 22 ways of picking this winner. All right, there we have 1 through 22. We're going to do the Army men again. Everybody sees their number there. So there we have it. There's all our men. Oh, some of them are already falling down. I'm gonna have to get some better men here. Some of these guys are just oh, this is, you can't get good Army men anymore. Okay, everybody's standing up right now. Okay, so here we have our men. Over here we have our list, and here we have the culprit. We're going to get back here a little ways, not real sure how far, and we're going to shoot up in the air. It's going to be indirect fire that's going to be getting these guys, and we're just going to shoot them. And the last man standing, as always, will be the winner of the Pocket Survival Kit. And I'm going to hook this up into the, if I can make it stay. Okay, I think that'll stay. All right, so you got a front row view of this. Okay, let's get a little closer. Oh, this is high drama. Folks, our squirt gun may not be powerful enough. This is a bust. Nobody's falling over. Okay, that didn't work. Okay. That's a piece of crap. That did not work. We're going to have to try something else. All right, the mortars didn't work, but we've got artillery now. So we're going to do the same thing, and we're just going to see which they all may go down. I don't know. We'll see. Let's give it a try. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. We got to get on jet. Folks, this is what you pay the big money for. This isn't working either. All we're doing is just give them a nice shower. We don't have enough force to knock them over. I don't know. We got to figure something out. Well, if we can't knock them over with water like that, we'll knock it over with water like this. Finally. Hey, I think we have a winner. Do we? We do. We have a winner. Who is this? Number 16. Is that number 6? Yes, not number 91. 16. Who are you, number 16? Kung Fu Tweety 1. Kung Fu Tweety 1, you're the winner. I have got to find a better way to find winners. I actually got worn out doing that. Well, congratulations to Kung Fu Tweety. What? Kung Fu Tweety 1? Tweety 1? If you will, email me at renaissancemarinetv@gmail.com and give me your mailing address, and I will get that pocket survival kit out to you. And also, same thing to you, YD Conquer, for for noticing that I kept saying the word ubiquitous. Send me your mailing address, and I'll get you out probably a survival necklace. Hey guys, despite all the dead that we've left on the field, I want to thank you for staying with me in these survival kit reviews. It's been fun. I really enjoyed it. I kind of hate to quit doing it, but we need to move on to something else, I guess, something else equally unimportant. And I just appreciate you. Thanks a lot.